Alright, I recently placed an order on Target's website to get this little toy. And I don't know, I don't know where I saw it, but I thought it was cool. And I couldn't find it in the store. And this is how it was shipped to me. No packing material, so hopefully it'll be fine. So this is the Tiny Arcade 9 games in 1 with a bonus game, PACMAN. Does that mean there's 10 games? Plus a bonus game, PACMAN. The smallest fully functioning desktop console game is what they're claiming. So I'm gonna take a look through this and let's check it out. There's only a few games on it. Listed on the back are Centipede, Pong, Missile Command, Breakout, Asteroids, Combat, Warlords, Millipede, Tempest, which is an interesting choice, and PACMAN. Hey, I wonder if it has little cartridges. That would be too much to ask. And you play with this little joystick, it's gonna be, seems like that might be difficult. All right, let's take it out of this box. The first thing I wanted to point out, of course, has a little manual here, is I like what they did with the backdrop. It makes it look like it's all wood panel, you know, early 80s style with a old television, really old television, not even the kind that would use that you would have a remote control with. If you look closely, you have the Atari 2600 and the cartridge port, and it's weird that they have, I guess they have a cover over the slot there. And they even have a power brick. Let's take it out of this. So here we have it. Oh wow. Are those stands? Leg. And then before I pull the battery thing, I'll take a quick look. Oh, this is the TV switch. Channel 3, the channel selector. Channel 3, channel 4. Or, excuse me, channel, is it 2? Yeah, 3, 4, I think. 3, 4, 2, 3. And then the really tiny wood grain Atari 2600. I just wanted to see if you could take the red thing, the cartridge slot out, but it doesn't look like it. And I didn't figure it out until I stopped recording, but it took me forever to figure out that this little red cartridge cover is actually a button. And when you press it, it's kind of a reset. I think it takes you back to the menus. Doesn't look like the buttons. Yeah, they do. They do move. Okay. Oops. And then there's the joystick. All right, let's pull the battery thing and let's try to power it on. That would be the on switch on the far left of the console, I'm assuming. Oh, okay, that doesn't work. Okay, there's an on-off on the bottom of the TV. I see it. Let's do that again. I missed something. Let's see. Something presents. Okay, looks like you control it through the joystick. Let's see, do the channel selectors move? Oh, nope, can't change the channel. Can't raise the volume right there at least. Does this work? A little tray. Nope. On the bottom left, it shows right there. You have an adjustable screen for optimal gameplay. And I almost pulled it out earlier, but this pops open. But it's kind of tough to do. So you can kind of angle the screen up, which is a nice feature. The retro TVs back then, most of them did not do that. So So that's why that little tab is there in the bottom. Kind of raises the question. Okay, where is the volume? All right, I'm gonna be playing with this tiny joystick. I'm not gonna have it on camera though. Let's check the games out in order. Starting with Centipede. Ooh, it's hard to play and record. Oh. Okay, so after the game ended, it went back to the menus. Let's go to Pong. I guess Pong would be a lot easier. Yeah, this is a lot easier to play. What's missing here are the game type selector. Like, what if I want to play 2-player? I don't have 2 joysticks. Or if I want to change game types. Now let's try Missile Command, one of the best games on the 2600. Oh wow, the sound is off. Ooh. And there's more. No. See, this is a really poor port of Missile Command. It's not the same game. I don't know what this is, but this is an Atari Missile Command. Let's try another one. So it's kind of disappointing that the emulation isn't nearly what it should be. Let's go to Breakout. If I'm not mistaken, that said BreakoutS. Yeah, I believe that says BreakoutS. Oh, I can't zoom it without losing clarity. Let's play Breakout with an S. It is. Okay, let's see what that means. Ooh, it's really hard to play. I could be mistaken, but it just seems it seems like it might even be slower than the original. Oh, it's painful to play. All right, let's take a look at combat. How can you ruin combat? About to find out. Can you ruin Atari combat? Ah, this one has some options. Easy, hard, tank visibility. Okay, at least they have some options. I'll give them credit for that. Tank visibility, missile guidance. Okay, so you have, let's turn that on. And let's try it. Okay, I'm on the right. Ooh, it's really hard to see the yellow tank on the left. This is fairly close to what I remember combat playing like, and sounding like, more importantly. No menu. Oh, this is very weird. They got arcade Asteroids, not Atari 2600 Asteroids. Which I don't mind, I guess. Oh, I mean, if you're a purist, you're gonna want the Atari version, but the 2600 version. But oh, I like this version though. This is cool. The sound, it sounds good. Let me hit the backspace. Yep. So you have hyperspace works by default, and it plays fairly well. So I do like Asteroids here, but it's not the 2600 version, even though this thing's touted to be 2600 games. All right, let's check out Warlords. And how do you play Warlords with the joystick and only one person? And you could tell that's not the 2600 Warlords. Yeah. So I'm on the bottom left corner there. So, I mean, I don't know what version of Warlords this is, but this isn't the Warlords I remember. Let's go to Millipede. Wow, okay, so that's definitely not a 2600 version of Millipede. Not necessarily a bad thing. At least it's working by me just holding the fire button. I'm just holding it. Is that game over? Okay. It's very fast paced. All right, let's check out Tempest. I would never play this game on this. I don't think I would ever use this toy, but let's check out Tempest. I think it's a nice little novelty item. It's kind of cool. Now, Tempest is a game that you would need a spinner for, but this joystick does not spin, unfortunately. Yeah, this looks like the arcade Tempest. Yep. To the best of my knowledge, Tempest was never released on the 2600. If it was a homebrew, I think. This is the arcade version. And to be honest, yeah, the arcade version's better, 100 times better than what the 2600 probably would have had. Now, finally, let's go take a look at PACMAN, and let's see if we get 2600 PACMAN. On the box, they show the 2600 version. Well, let's see if they actually have the 2600 version on here. That doesn't look like the 2600 title screen. And what's that say? I can't read the letters there on the bottom. BNEI. Okay, that's yeah. This is 2600 Pac-Man. It's just that title screen wasn't. It even has the flashing ghosts. Am I mistaken? That sounded really weird. I'm gonna go to the top right. It's slower than the original game for sure. See that sound? When I'm not eating a ghost, it shouldn't be making that sound, the ghost eat sound. Now I'm gonna die, see how it sounds. That's spot on. That's good. It didn't make the intro song. I thought it was supposed to start the intro song after you die. The doo 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 doo. It's not. So it's kind of Atari 2600 Pac-Man, but it's not. It's the sound effects ruin it, and the speed of the game actually ruin it. So it's kind of disappointing. Let's take a look at the unit again. What you get all together. You got your supersized joystick, which is way bigger than to scale than what it would have been, but you got to have it at least this size to be able to play on this super tiny. And if I'm using my hand as scale, it's just a really tiny device. There is this on-off button on the bottom, and I guess a battery compartment in the back, but there's not much else on the unit. I'm not going to open it up to see how that looks, but. And then I do like the styling of it, how it's 80s retro. It has even the antennas on the top. Has your channel selectors, your little buttons here. And the buttons on the console itself look like they work, but they don't do anything from what I could tell in the game. For example, the black-white switch. For a game like Pac-Man, the BW switch should turn it to black and white, but they don't do. None of the buttons do anything on the console. That would have been a nice bonus. The console has four tiny screws. Let's take a look at the instructions. All right, these are the instructions that came with the Tiny Arcade. They're not really instructions, are they? It's just some advertisements for other tiny stuff. It's quite impressive, to be honest. Ooh, I didn't know they had tiny pinball. So there are quite a few different tiny toys that they have. Even carabiners. The Office, yep. So, and that's what came with this thing. Looking at the back of the box, no instructions here. Oh, here we go. You do need a Phillips screwdriver to pop open the case, and then it has 3 AAA batteries if you ever need to replace the batteries. About the only thing that I would have liked to have seen if it had the ability to actually plug into a bigger television and maybe plug in a joystick, an external joystick would have been nice, but absent that, none of the tiny games do that, I don't think. This is a I don't know, it's nothing more than a novelty. It's not something, I think what I'll do is I'll set it up on a bookshelf somewhere just to remind me of the classic Atari 2600 video game console. Anyway, that's my review, and thanks for watching.